Abusiafo, it looks like President John Mahama 13th African Games so was yenye mushishemu what charge auditor general say onye mushishemu no. People are really interested in that story and people really support him. It didn't make us and then big drum at the amount Nana Jan to a TV and patcho over subscribe channel we have done notification icon you will turn it on video you drop here I'll be the first person to get it video we share many person kumnya obe enjoy it will like it no leave a comment in the comment section na face wash and for front so and be share. The woman said 3 days ago Anna His Excellency John Mahama nya sa enkra say wa order auditor general say omunye nhwemu 13th African Games Ghana yen host here no. Now according to our checks Ghana is spending around $245 million for the event they host here last less than 3 weeks na enya some ketoko munchiremu medical bro in the previous insert say you're spending $60 million on feeding, $4.5 million on accreditation, and of course $3 million GBC Forsika omunyaye say omumfan cover African Games Emun sembe breche wachi humi last year obekai na controversy doso GBC boss Professor Amin Al-Hassan ka na Mustafa Yusuf then sports minister aswaka nechesa aye bibi ho neno ana Solomon Owusu or communications director Emma Alancha Martin new party the United Party udumsa branti wa champion course we since 2024 see enye hwehwemu afei President Mahama emi ati ase se obeye mu hwehwemu no abusuafo wa bo President Mahama baso say the was hailing the nyasem kitwa na also want to say oh my Ghana ye ho kire na o spending $60 million on feeding on cooking just odwene ho want to say etwa no nsurumu Solomon Owusu kopie mu ewo TV3 on Roland Walker ebon komo and all backing Mahama's directive say yenye investigation into the 13th African Games menye nsamenka me wanka kotie Solomon Owusu say the was cheche mu breaking it down abusafo you enjoy this one.
You and I know we have known this matter since 2024 that all Africa Games, I don't want to hear irregularities, I don't want to hear misalignment, it's pure thievery and stealing. Let's get it straight.
Pure thievery and stealing?
Look, a typical case in point. You know, before the Public Accounts Committee, the former Minister of Youth and Sports, Yusuf, what's the name? Yusuf Ahmed, well, it will come. Yusuf told the entire world that the ministry had extended more than $3 million to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. You remember that?
Mustafa Yusuf.
Mustafa Yusuf. He told you that they actually paid Ghana Broadcasting Corporation more than $3 million to air. Is that not the case? Immediately he said, and here let me salute Professor Al-Hassan Amin, the Director General of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. It did not take him more than 24 hours to say, hey, wait a minute, what are you talking about? You are saying you paid GBC more than $3 million. You only received $105,000.
Are you saying the minister?
You do the deduction. He lied. Pierre, he lied before the country. He lied. You understand? Just like Adam has said, who pays $60 million to buy air conditions? These 3 halls, they are in very good conditions. In fact, the university took a facility
Elizabeth C. Hall.
I went there personally. And the sad aspect of it is that immediately after the games, they went and stole all the what's the name? The air conditions.
They were removed?
They were removed. I bet you it will not cost more than $500,000 what they did. It will not, even if it gets to $500,000, we must question those that bought it. Why? Air conditioning doesn't give, is it air conditioner that gives life? Is that what are you talking about?
High level air condition.
High level air condition. Look, the number of athletes that took part in this All Africa Games, they were not more than 3,000. Take it from me. And like I said, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Liberians, and all those that came, they don't know how to eat wache, fufu, and pesi, and so on and so forth. In fact, they bought their own chefs. They were eating from their chef's foods. So they couldn't have
Moroccans.
How can Moroccan come and eat fufu? You see, this country, when they are stealing from it, they are not even stealing with proper debt. Moroccan coming here to eat fufu. But we were told that we are spending $15 million in cooking. You see, one thing that saddens my heart is that this country, people that are put in positions of authority, they take advantage of the country anytime we have a difficulty. You remember the issue with COVID? When COVID struck, they took advantage of it and milked this country. Run this country aground. The All Africa Games, it was supposed to take place in 2023. But because we were not done with our infrastructure, we had to plead with the organizers to shift it to 2024. And when we realized that the country was under pressure, that was when all these things happened. Tax, close to $4 million expended on tax. When Olympic Games, not up to 750,000.
Take tax.
Which one is it? Mere paper. The one who hold it will get a ton. They gave it to her and told you that they expended it. And the minister was bold. And the organizers, they were going about, because in this country, they think that it won't get to anywhere. You get my point. TMA Sports Stadium in Takwa, from scratch, Goldface Ghana expended only a little over $13 million. $13 million they used to construct a fresh stadium. Now, University of Ghana Sports Stadium, it was almost 84% complete. These people looked straight into you and I.
Which
Yusuf and his 13th All Africa Games Committee. They told us that they expended $34 million to finish it. Remember the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium, how much it cost this country to construct it. Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium did not cost more than $20 million. Esipon did not cost more than $20 million. Just finishing 16% of a stadium, we were told that it costed $34 million. Why do we do these things to ourselves? I told you that day, I was at the emergency unit of Kolebu. People were dying just like biscuits. Why? Because when they are brought to the emergency unit, bed to even sleep on, machines to take care of them, we don't have it. It does not cost much, but these monies find their ways into private pockets. That is why the youth of this country must be angry, because their future is being stolen. So I welcome, though late, but I believe that the president has done what is right by calling for a forensic audit. I only plead. I see the president trying to strike all the good news, but who would carry out these instructions? Are the people going to carry out these instructions faithful to this nation? Will they be faithful? Will they not go and show changes? But I can assure you that after the forensic audit, there will be more expose, because forensic audit, what it does is that it then goes into the details of every transaction. If you claim that you received $1 million for the purchase of air conditioning, there has to be a trace from the bank account of the 13th All Africa Games or the ministry to the vendor. And that is where the problem of the day lies. It has to be solved for 10 over 10. So it's a good thing, and every Ghanaian must follow it religiously. And let me end on this note. I hear a lot of people say that, why don't you shift more focus on the current government? Look, even in the banks, when you advance more loans and in a year it does not come back, you pause every loan, and what you do is that you go for recoveries. The country Ghana is now going for all the recoveries that has been stolen in the past. We must not allow them. Now it seems to me that individuals in this country are richer than the country Ghana, and so they have the booties in their pockets. It is for all of us to go for it, and the 13th All Africa Games is one of such issues. The bottom man, who will build such a stadium at $145 million? Who will do that? Who will do that? The stadium.
Have you seen the stadium?
It does not qualify to even cost this country more than $50 million. They overblew it to satisfy their pockets and not the nation. Added to that, there were a lot of lands that were acquired for the state around that area, the Botema area. Go and check the politicians that bought all the state lands over there. They sold it to themselves. This country is as though the wealth of the nation has been given to few individuals just to utilize it to their personal benefits. It is time for us to revert back to the founding principles of those that fought for this country. That none of these political parties, their founders, were so much ingrained in monetary politics, in money. I saw national chairman of both the National Democratic Congress and the MPP who died as paupers. J.H. Mensah, as a minority leader, died without having a house in Accra, but he fought for this for the MPP. Current generation, people who were 6 years old at the time that the party was formed, they come to government and they still beyond their ages. They still, when the people, their height, look at their height, the amount of money that they have stolen, if you package it, it will be taller than their height. This is what is going on. We cannot continue like that, else we are stealing the future of the younger generation.
General Secretary of the United Party.
You are taking your this position. Please, apologize to your YB.
YB, my apologies. communications director for the United Party.
Enti Solomon no see na abrante bi wo Joy News and Joy Sports e friend Fentio Tahiru Fentio or a sports journalist na ono so the expose bi abawo as regards the African Games. Me kwana minimu wo say $60 million na ye earmark for feed, you know. Etwetwe so because the convention is that say African Games country no be host, you know. In fact, all the participating countries omutua for feeding of their athletes and officials. And not just athletes and officials are just a team biara country biara beba no. Esa country ne fa hoka. Enti ba ne saying ana busiafo Ghana yesi you are spending $60 million on feeding. Fentio Tahiru so antiase enya no kwa expose no huge. I want you to enjoy this video from Joy News. Also, copy the Super Morning Show or the Chiremuba. Say African Games. Also, investigation. Why say, Charlie, Sikana na yebubo this $245 million. No, it is far more than we thought. Just a nyasem kitokwa. Fentio Tahiru.
So I was going to say that, and this is something I've never really understood. That the money we spent on food is actually not money that should have come from our taxes or the operational cost that the Ghanaian taxpayer contributed to the games. This is because per the African Games protocol, every country sending a delegate to the competition, so an official, a coach, an athlete, they pay $85 per person per day to the hosting country.
Per person per day.
Yes. To the hosting country. $85. That money is supposed to go towards boarding and feeding of their delegate. Every country pays. We've participated in previous African Games. The delegation that we took there, we paid that money for them to the hosting nation. All the countries that came to Ghana to participate in the African Game, if you brought 5 people, you paid $85 per person per day. So we need to discover and find out how many of those countries actually paid, because I'm stating this knowing that maybe some people didn't pay.
Or
How
maybe,
much money?
or maybe we'll give them something special, come for free.
Thank you. So how much money was realized from that, and what did we use it for? Because we know that the budget for the food came directly from the Ghanaian taxpayer. When the people who are participating in the games pay the fee towards that, so that money, apart from that, we took sponsorship money. In fact, we wrote a letter from the presidency to corporate institutions seeking for sponsorship. Goel, all these companies paid money to the LOC towards the organization of the games. What did they use that money? How much was realized from that? And what did they use it for? I'm very interested in the answers to these questions.
But you see, the point you make...
Okay, so just a quick one. Per what I have here in their income statement, about $15 million was realized from revenue from sponsorship.
Alone?
Yes.
$16 million.
16 million. Yeah.
Okay. So Wilson.
Yeah, so you raise a very important point. So it is the expectation
Yes.
of these people that their feeding and other things cost $85 a day.
Feeding and boarding.
Feeding and boarding should cost them $85 a day. Okay. So that's what we should be using for the calculation.
Because the African Union owns the games. They came up with that figure.
And because you see, the general expectation is that when you host the games, you're going to benefit. You pay the AU before you host. We paid $2 million to host this.
We paid a fee to AU to host the games.
Yes, we paid a fee to the AU to host this.
Yes. Yes. And you see, Winston, so look, this conversation about the food, for me, like the operational budget in itself and all of the issues that came after, that's the reason we should be asking all these questions. I'll just run you through them.
How much did we spend on broadcasting again?
From $5 million.
5 million.
On broadcasting, and out of that $5 million, yes, $5 million. That also became a major issue because out of that $5 million, the GBC, who were the broadcasters of the event, said they only benefited $105,000. That also became a major issue. If you remember, the minister and the GBC director were at loggerheads, and the GBC director had to come and issue a statement and apologize for stating that they only got 105,000. So the rest of the 5 million, where did it go to? Producers from France, some other local producers. There's a whole list. I have it. If I had time, I'll pull it out of how much every other person benefited in the chain of the production of the African Games. But we expended 5 million in that. And then there is the issue of the accreditation. Now we'll get to the internet. The accreditation system is called the Games Management System. The Games Management System, it's supposed to be this elaborate system that would give us accreditation, access control, all the stats and the data on all the athletes. Everything should be in there. Muftar read the figure. 2.9 million is how much we paid for it. But guess what? Now this accreditation system is supposed to come with even all these security features, including access control. You've been to multiple international events. When you are accredited for the games, before you enter where you are supposed, your accreditation allows you to, it is scanned. That's access control. So all of our accreditation, including media, the athletes, everybody's accreditation should have had that feature, because that's what we paid for. But what did we get? Accreditation printed on A4 sheet. That is what we got. Yes. So where was the access control?
And sorry to our brother Dakweke, but when he was going to print, thieves broke into his car and took away his stuff.
And took away his laptop. The media officer. So listen, Kojo, we paid $2.9 million for a system, a games management system that included a key aspect of it was the accreditation system, which should come with access control and all of this. We didn't have access controls, and the accreditation that we printed for all the athletes and the officials and the media people didn't have any security feature. It was printed on A4 sheet. You understand? So, and in the end, and this is even my thinking. In the end, we did the games with our A4 sheet accreditation. So in hindsight, we didn't need that aspect of the system. So what did we pay for?
Abusiafo, enti said the choir no video na breaking it down at the amount Fento Tahiru Fento na what in count also the side of investigation and also aye. The way such a why African Games not just say dream ni katashe because one well, you say the second week of December. And now Auditor General then report welcome His Excellency John Mahama. And if there are enough grounds for people to be charged, and of course, the Attorney General will take over and charge people. Yadamunyi na some share and Jan to TV ni. Over like na afi so leave you comment what you made of the video in the comment section. Afi so we are not what share. I'm a for so you share. But just subscribe channel mama enter the soccer tour man na ko Jan to over on this subject in the next episode. Makramo.